Hey, what's up, everyone? Just a quick highlight of the Electric Company magazine from December 83 to 84 for the graduates of Sesame Street, featuring the Ewoks, Star Wars furry heroes. This is an item that I think has some degree gone down the memory hole. I just wanted to quickly give people a look inside. It's a guide to the home of the Ewoks. So the Electric Company Guide to Endor. If you're planning a trip, it's got everything you need to know. What to bring, and how to get around. Some iconic images of hang gliding, which of course we'll see in various Ewoks tie-ins, books, on film, what have you. Some really fun art here, but other ways to get around Endor. If you need to know where to stay, try an Ewok village. And what to know about them. Lots of neat stuff. When an Ewok baby's born, a tree is planted for that baby just outside his village. The young Ewok meets his tree and learns how to protect it, and the tree is his own for his whole life. Any Ewok can close his eyes, be placed among 1,000 trees, and still pick out his own. Neat background lore, to be sure. What to eat, all sorts of insight into what Ewoks like to eat, and the special events. You may want to plan your trip during a festival. The Ewoks have a festival in every season, and in winter, they gather around a bonfire in the snowy woods. They play handmade drums and flutes that fill the forest with music. They sing to each other and to their trees. It's a very special evening. And I believe that's about it. Now, what's interesting is there's this period of time, a very brief period of time, between the Return of the Jedi and some related Return of the Jedi era tie-ins. And obviously things like the Ewoks cartoon shows that then usher in a new wave of tie-ins. There's a brief period of time where artists are able to sort of, again, kind of stamp their own look and feel on the Ewoks. And again, you're going to see things prior to this that look a lot more like the films. You're going to see things afterwards that look a lot more like the TV shows. Like, for instance, you know, the Dragon book series, right? This is clearly much more, you know, well, it's a direct adaptation of some of the cartoon era stuff, and it just looks like it, right? I mean, these Ewoks just do not look alike, right? So this magazine and this period is just a cool artifact of that brief period of time in which the Ewoks get sort of a different look. Now, this isn't the first place where those images and some of this background occur. This is actually curated from something that came slightly before, the 1984 Ewok Calendar, which was of course produced in 1983. And again, we saw that image in one of those pages there of the hang gliding. This is similarly something that I think over the years has gone down the memory hole. Now, there's lots of talk about interesting EU calendars. I think I've highlighted them on the channel before. There's some really cool ones from, I think, Antioch that have great images in each month of EU book covers and EU comic scenes and things. But this is, I think, just as relevant and just as important, and it's where everything from the Electric Company magazine originates. So just to give you sort of a brief look here, I think we start with December 83. You get an extra month here, right? So again, we get a extra glimpse into how to get around Endor. The Ewoks have all kinds of fun playing in the winter snow. So, and this is all still intact, little stickers you could use to put on the days of the month that were important for you. January 84, in the meeting hut, master storyteller Chirpa acts out a favorite Ewok legend. So this is just really, really great. We're getting some really cool art, again, with kind of a distinctive style that fits this sort of Ewok Lost era, right? Again, it's not quite like Return of the Jedi, certainly not like, you know, the cartoon era, right, or anything that comes after that. In February, Wicked and his good friend Kanisa wear homemade snowshoes for a winter walk. A pretty iconic image. March winds help the Ewoks soar high above the village on hang gliders. And April showers send the Ewoks running into their thatch huts for cover. Just fun to look at this, just definitely nostalgic. I mean, I remember this period of time, you know. There's nothing as nice as flower gathering expedition on a sunny day in May. When school's over, the Ewoks meet down by the pond where the fish are always biting. Again, lots of references to this in you know, other, you know, book tie-ins of the period, right? You know, the Ewoks go hang gliding, they have a picnic, all these sorts of things, right? There'll be lots of bullseyes before the Ewok Midsummer Archery Festival is over. On a hot summer's day, there's nothing like a splash in a cool woodland pond. So cool. I need my glasses. September, it's back to school time with lessons about the many plants of the forest. Music-loving Ewoks pass the autumn hours happily in their instrument workshop. November's a happy time when the great harvest feast comes around. Finally, December 84, Stars in the midnight sky sparkled brightly as the Ewoks gathered for their winter forest ceremony. So pretty cool little piece, obscure little piece to be sure. Definitely something that in my experience has been somewhat forgotten. This is just one of those weird tiny little lost eras. So again, you got the Ewok Calendar, from which we get the Electric Company magazine, Traveler's Guide to Endor. And again, it's just a drop in the bucket compared to things like this, like the subsequent Dragon Book 4-volume series. Tons of stuff from Plaza Yova, not only the standalone Ewok book, but the 4 die-cut Ewoks book adventures, tons of stuff from Random House and hardcover and in paperback. And what I've got here is, again, just scratching the surface. I don't even have it on this table here. They're in other boxes. All of the little books and things from this period. You get more of the Dragon books, the 4-volume set, more of the Random House books. Some of these things are, in essence, adaptations of the 2 TV movies. The Red Ghost, the Ewoks Join the Fight. Remember, some of these things came with vinyl records to listen to while you read. Classic, The Adventures of Tebow. And again, this doesn't even begin to include all of the coloring books and activity books and whatnot, right? But never forget, when you're putting together your full set of Ewok adventures, don't forget the Electric Company magazine and the '84 Ewok Calendar.